Good day, world. Welcome to Be in the Moment. Today, it is a great delight to have as our guest, Madam Tulip. She is a developer and a divine lady building businesses on the BSV blockchain. So, welcome to Be in the Moment, Madam Tulip.
Hi, thank you so much for inviting me to the show, Rory. I'm very excited. My name is Madame Tulip. I'm the founder of self-titled Madame Tulip app. It's on HandCash and it's built on BSV. It's a spiritual consultation app where people can find their tarot reader or energy healer or fortune teller online and make a payment with BSV and get on a call with them. So far, it's been we're on a testing phase, but we've so far enrolled 12 advisors, and it's a really fun app. So I really hope everybody would try it out and enjoy.
Thank you. Yes, it is indeed. And today we'll take a peek at your app and also enjoy the conversation together. I'm very curious to hear about your love of exploration of life and how divination or tarot and other personal development or spiritual healing topics touch your heart and why you would want to focus on this business. So, do you have any initial thoughts that come to mind?
Yes. So the reason why I started this app is because, the last 3 years we were in a very, very difficult time where the pandemic hit the world and everybody's life changed. And my family members, my friends, a lot of people were kind of depressed in some way, or they had to change their jobs. They had to change their life. So much things happened. So I wanted to build a service where I could help them find their ways in their life and feel much better. And also looking at the BSV space. I've been watching the BSV space since 2018, and 2022, I felt like the space was kind of stagnated. There were lots of NFT projects coming up, but also I saw a lot of negativity in the space. And I was just thinking, well, can't we, have more positive vibes in the space? And can't we bring in new people like college students, not the folks that's been in the crypto world for a long time, but people who are not who are interested in using the BSV as a new technology, So that's when I came up with this idea of building online spiritual consultation app. Because looking back, I was thinking, what kind of online services would I use? Would I use when I was in college? And then when I was a college student, I had so many things going in my life. I broke up with my ex-boyfriend, and I didn't know what I wanted to do as a job. So I remember going to a fortune teller just to get some new perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And I really enjoyed that. So I wanted to bring that back and build the app for the newer generation.
That is so neato. And what was it about that fortune teller that you felt so refreshed by?
Um, I don't exactly remember what the fortune teller said back then, but what do remember is that they the time you spend with the fortune teller uh, was very valuable. It was a very quiet space, and it was a good self-reflection time.
Mm.
So, you could have um, talked to your friend,
Hmm.
or you could have talked to a career counselor.
Right.
But what they do is they usually have their own opinion and give you an advice that could be valuable for you, but could not be.
Right.
And but at least the fortune teller that I met back then, um, the process was more about finding what I want, what is my gut feeling, and
Mm.
that's exactly what I needed back then. So I think that having different approaches to an issue is very important if you're in your personal development, and that's what I want to offer.
Lovely. Thank you so much. And I know that when I first saw your app pop up, there was an opportunity to purchase a tarot card. And I have my cards here. I prepared them for today.
Oh, yay.
I have a whole assortment. I have my
Oh, wow, beautiful.
Kabbalah cards.
Hmm.
Yes, these are quite beautiful. Oops. See, with the tree.
Ooh.
And then these are the tarot cards.
Hmm.
And initially I had thought, ooh, tarot, that's a little spooky. And, maybe there's something scary about it. But like we discussed before, and also with Ray uh, at Kitty Treats on Twitter,
Hmm.
Ray's another excellent builder in the BSV blockchain space. I like to use the tarot for introspection, like you said, and the symbology of it all. What
Hmm.
does it represent? And maybe as a guide throughout the day to think of things in a positive light. So I have my oracle cards, and this one was left out when I put them all away. And it says, positive thoughts create positive results.
Ooh.
So I think there's so many ways that the random process, the game of chance,
Hmm.
within the intuitiveness and of the artisticness of the symbols in various cards, it can just be really poignant and helpful at times. So I'd love to know about the system that you have where people can actually purchase one of your cards. What does that mean? If I purchased one, then am I entitled to something later?
So, we released a Tower NFT back in about a year ago,
Mhm.
2022, February 22nd. And we launched it on Relay X. And the initial purpose was um, I issued um, tarot cards, and it's all blind. So you pick one card, and after the release date, you can see what's written in the card. So, and then after that, I added a little bit of uh, fun stuff
Mhm.
to the card, where if you go to madamtulip.com, and um, you can see a Madame Tulip uh, financial tarot card. People can log in with a HandCash app and pay 22 cents and they can pull a card. The NFT card holders get a small portion of the revenue from that 22 cents tarot card.
Interesting. Yes, that's what I remember reading about when I bought your card here in the Relay X market. So I'll share my screen and show you the tarot NFT from Madame Tulip, as well as we'll go through the whole process of logging into the app through HandCash.
Yay.
Yay, yes. So HandCash is the doorway, the entry point to the metaverse, the metanet, as many people in BSV like to call it. So yes, let me show you. Let me take you there. Just a moment. So in StreamYard, I can share my screen. Here we go. So you go to handcash.com and you can get a HandCash wallet. And then once you're inside your HandCash wallet, you can see there's different tabs here. There's your money, how much you keep in your wallet, and then there's apps. So click on the apps tab and we can see a variety of tools and games and apps that are already here within the HandCash Metaverse. And keep your eyes peeled for the pink tulip. There we have it. We click there on Madame Tulip Live, and it will open in the web browser to launch the app. So it's a seamless process.
Yes, you don't need to download any additional app for Madame Tulip. You can access it from HandCash.
Brilliant. That's very convenient. And we see here the beautiful lady with the candle, and it says, create new chapters, connect, heal, and align your path with your highest self. So we have some examples here, like you mentioned, the Finance Tarot. Take a deep breath and choose a card. So shall we have a try?
Why not?
All right, let's go. Reveal. Dun, dun, dun. So I'm spending 22 cents. Ooh, the Yes. All right. So please, Madame Tulip, will you give the divination, please?
Well, it's as it's written there.
Yes. Right. So the Emperor. This card shows a need for discipline, logic, and order to make your finances work better for you. Pay attention to and our life grows. Ask yourself some questions. Are you treating your money with respect? Do you know how much you have, where it is going, and so forth? Do not focus on what you don't have right now, but instead pay attention to what you have and be the best steward of it that you can be. The Emperor signals the need to be controlled, disciplined, and responsible with your money. Make sure that you have a clear understanding of where your money is going. Put together a budget. Make sure you stick to it and check in every month. As long as you can keep it up, you'll likely be in a good financial position.
Hey.
Beautiful. Thank you. So you see, these are very good uh, advice lists. You know, this is something that could be helpful to everybody. And that game of chance is there. So when we make certain decisions in life, whether to travel or whether to purchase something, it is good to think like the emperor in making your decision. So I appreciate this. Thank you. Now let's see what other people picked. So Madame Tulip picked the Wheel of Fortune. So does that mean that you played this game and you
Yes,
can?
I did.
Ah, okay. So what
Yeah.
was the advice of the Wheel of Fortune?
Well, it means change. So, um, but in general, it's a good sign that I'll be blessed with a lot of fortune. But but that card essentially means the change. So I also should be aware of any changes in the situation because it really goes quickly.
Yes, very true. See, I love it. So then earn with NFTs. Buy Madame Tulip's Tarot NFT on RelayX Market. Each NFT owner will get 2% of the finance tarot reading revenue from this website. Your share will be sent directly to your RelayX wallet. If you'd like to change the receiving address, DM me on Twitter at Madame Tulip. Brilliant. So I'll tell you, I did buy one
Mhm.
and I bought the Empress.
Oh,
Yes. So I don't know if I've received any pew pew from that or pings of money.
it should go through your Relay X account.
Super. Yes,
Mhm.
because I see here Crimson picked the Empress. So we would think then that that would have happened. So I guess I would have to go through my RelayX wallet to see the record of that transaction. Is that the case?
That's correct. Um, However, I don't think that RelayX has a detailed transaction history
Mm-hmm.
in on their app.
Yes.
So if you wanted to see all the transaction history, I recommend that you change the address to HandCash, and I
Good.
can do that for you if you can DM me.
Perfect. Okay, I will. Thank you. That's great to know because I've heard that before that there is not the detailed transaction report from the RelayX wallet.
Right.
So that's a great point for anyone interested in BSV that we use these many wallets for various reasons.
Mhm.
So HandCash is the doorway to the metaverse, and it's also a great tool for recording your transactions for good accounting. ScentBee is great for shopping in the real world with your BSV. And RelayX is a very useful tool for the NFT world, as well as they're just very innovative. I do like that wallet as well.
Mm.
Yes. And then there's a new wallet on the scene called Rock Wallet. And I just downloaded it the other day. I haven't really tried it out yet, but I understand that as long as you pass the KYC, you're able to purchase BSV on Rock Wallet. So have you tried that before, Madame?
Not yet, but that sounds really amazing.
Yes. So one thing about it is that it does have the traditional KYC method. So folks do have to take the selfie picture and show front and back of their driver's license. in order to have that access to topping up their BSV with that app. So that's a personal choice. I don't know if you would feel comfortable to do that. I understand you prefer the pseudonymous style. Is that right?
For as a developer, yes, but as a user of BSV, KYC is important because I think that is a legal compliance that is required for all the crypto users.
Okay, yes, I agree. And another interesting point about wallets is where to keep your funds. So we can see here on RelayX, we do keep our own little poem that is our key to enter the app. So we keep that ourselves, and therefore we feel more in ownership of it, right? Because we can um, move it as we like. But on HandCash, we don't keep the little poem of a code. So
You mean
therefore,
the seed phrase?
exactly the seed
That's
phrase.
a lovely way of saying it.
Thank you. Well, that's what I think. When I get it,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, there's another poem. Okay. Right. So it's called a seed phrase then. Is that
Okay.
right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So, right. So the seed phrase is very important with many Bitcoin wallets and even for those cryptos, that the crypto copycats. They also often will use seed phrases. But with HandCash, we don't have the seed phrase. So it is good for you to use it, the utility of HandCash Wallet, and then to store your savings in other places.
That's correct. I see HandCash Wallet as like my casual purse that I take out when I go out for coffee.
Very good. Exactly. Yes. So let's go back to your beautiful app and take a look at some of these. What do they call them? Diviners? Diviners?
Mhm.
How do you say that?
I call them spiritual advisors
Okay.
because we have a variety of people, not just tarot readers, but also we have numerology practitioner, we have Reiki energy healing practitioner, and they have different approaches, different um, skills. So
Very good. So here we are with the spiritual advisors. Yes. Beautiful. We have align yourself with your destiny. Acharya Nagraj. Yes. So he charges $1 per minute.
mhm.
And we can see he has multiple languages offered. That opens up to new markets. That's excellent. We can read the bio and approach different skills. So I see here he does focus on the skill of numerology. So that is an excellent skill. And then to schedule a call, we can click on his Calendly link. So this is very convenient. If they're not online at the moment that you log in and select that spiritual advisor, you can simply make a selection to book them later on their calendar. So I love it. I'm thinking, Madame, to apply for my own uh, space here to be a spiritual advisor.
Oh yes,
And
please.
thank you. I think what I feel ready to do is to give I Ching readings.
Oh, that's new.
Is that new? I think so, because in our music art play open mic that we
Mhm,
had last Tuesday, I gave an I Ching reading to Ray,
mhm.
and Ray gave an embolic. She lit a candle and read about the coming of spring, the return of the sun. And
Oh.
so I thought, hey, this is quite good. I can let folks ask me a question that I'll then ask the I Ching, and through the flipping of coins, will divine the hexagram and then read them the outcome that is within this book that I have. So I think that will be my plan.
Great.
That will be a way to dip my toes in.
Mhm.
So, have you ever given spiritual advising yourself?
No, I am not a practitioner myself. I am a developer, and my role is to help other talented spiritual advisors provide the service and help other people make their lives better.
Beautiful. And as a developer,
Mhm.
can you share with us your personal journey? How did you choose that as a skill focus? And what do you love about what you do?
Yes, so um, I started coding about 4 years ago, 5 years ago, and um, I started it as a hobby, and that's uh, that was about the time I also got interested in Bitcoin and BSV, and I was just very hooked to the technology and wanted to learn more, build something, and um, that's it. I just kept on building.
Great. And how did you learn to code? Is there a certain resource you recommend, a website or a school?
No, I had a great mentor um, from I had a few mentors who worked in the big tech space. So I think having a mentor is really crucial. But other than that, I didn't go to school. I just self-learned through all the resource on the internet.
Hmm. How did you choose a language to start with?
Well, I started with a basic web language, which is HTML and CSS. That's how I learned how to build a website. And then JavaScript, which is very, well, like bread and butter to uh, HTML, CSS.
Right.
So,
And to Bitcoin, I believe.
mhm. And a lot of the Bitcoin apps or um, integration can be done with JavaScript. So,
I remember hearing Jimmy Wynn say that in London 2020 at the CoinGeek conference
mhm,
there. So that's how I knew.
yes.
Wow. So
And
it's
also, I need to, mention that HandCash team provides a great resource. Their developer docs are really clean and super easy to build anything on top of it.
fantastic. Yes. So this is something I've heard from developers and conversations with the developer scene is that those documentations that
Mm.
are standard for other developers to follow along and build within your infrastructure. Those are so crucial as a resource to provide to the world. And many times developers will just build something and then they say, well, I've built it, I'm busy doing something else. But it seems that HandCash really paid attention and opened
Yes.
it up to let folks build this metaverse, in their entryway. So that's fantastic.
Mhm.
Now, I know that when we go to the HandCash app, they have a tab for documentation. So when you go there, you just suddenly know how to read it, or do you go to GitHub? How do you learn to read code?
How do I learn to read code? Um, I usually rely on uh, their documentation.
Mhm.
Um, it's they write it in a way that you can do X, Y, Z with step 1, step 2, step 3, and they have code examples. So I don't really need to like read the entire code and understand what it's doing.
Wonderful. It's like
So
just hone in
yeah.
on something, use it, and it runs.
Mm-hmm.
How creative. I love it. And Madame Tulip, is this your daily job or is this your hobby?
No, this is my daily job.
It is. So
Yes.
you have just learned over the past 4 years how to code, and already you're a professional.
Yes, but I'm still learning,
Of course.
and the technology changes rapidly. So I have to keep on learning.
You are extraordinary. I love it. And we
Thank
have
you.
so many fabulous women that are builders. I know
Mhm.
Ray, yourself. Also, I've heard of Queen Code in Uganda. So there are so many women that are building in BSV or have these skills that it's helping me to become more open minded to consider, hey, maybe even me. Maybe even me. Maybe
Right.
I could learn myself too.
Yes. And fortunately, there are lots of resources online that you can utilize. Um, there tutorials on YouTube.
Mhm.
So yeah, um, we can build a lot of stuff if people just, have the courage to start doing it.
Right. And the mindset.
Yep.
So, mindset is back to spiritual advising, is mindset is everything
Hmm.
in creativity and also in building. So, I had read in a book that the first programmer was a woman, Ada Lovelace,
Mm,
and she was the daughter of Lord Byron, the poet, and she loved math and poetry. And she designed or wrote the code and the programming language and loops for Babbage's calculation machine that had been all theoretical. And then it went into a phase where it was mostly women that were programming or writing code. And eventually it kind of became seen as a guy thing, things that guys would do. And then there's the movement. I remember hearing from famous people to say, let's get women to code. Women should learn to code. And I thought, let people be free, let people be as they want to be. And, not everyone has to learn how to code. But now, after meeting you and knowing Ray and now Queen Code and others, I'm changing my mind. I think, yes, actually, let's all learn to code, right?
yeah. It's not something to be afraid of. That's what I can say.
Right. And it's not boring, is it?
No.
Right. So, what is it like to code and what does it feel like?
I really like coding because I feel like um, a lot of ideas come through my mind as I'm coding, and it's a great way to express my creativity. And I just feel like, you know, feel really excited doing it.
That's super cool. I love it. Well, let's see. Now, with your spiritual advisors, we can review their profiles. Uh, can you tell us how you found some of them, or how did they find you and your app?
Yes. So some of them reached out to me directly through my website. Um, and others, I have a job post online. And interestingly, the majority of the spiritual advisors are not non-crypto people. Like they didn't know what Bitcoin was, they didn't know what crypto was before, but they just wanted to try out new technology and joined us.
Wonderful. Right. So I see here we have 78 ways, and this is one of our friends in BSV, as well as Brett Banff. I'm not sure. Is it Banff or Banffy?
I don't know.
Yeah, we'll have to ask him. Brett Banff. He also is a BSV mover and shaker.
Yes.
And a lovely person. And then maybe here this S. Bulskis, possibly with the HandCash logo, is into BSV. But everyone else, I think, is brand new. They're maybe from the outside. And that is exciting. So they're willing to earn Bitcoin for their service.
Yes. So I saw a lot of problems with the conventional way of providing spiritual consultation services. A lot of the advisors, they would use social media to promote their business. They might have their own website and they take the fee through PayPal. But because, Twitter is such an easy tool for anybody to use, what's going on is that there are scammers who copy the tarot reader's entire profile and create a fake account and start asking for money. And that's not good. That's not good for their business. That's not good for people who want to use their service. So I wanted to build a platform that eliminates the risks of scammers.
Beautiful. And I do listen to tarot readers on YouTube, and they will say, oftentimes right at the beginning, they'll say, if anyone is posing as me, it's not me. I will not ask you for your phone number, or I will not ask you for a donation. And I think that one thing I find with watching tarot readers is how easy it is to feel as though they're speaking to you. And they will have thousands of people who will listen to their recording. And then of those thousands of people, maybe hundreds feel like it is personally speaking to them. And so another disclaimer the tarot reader will say is, this is a general reading. This is not a personal reading. So I find it so interesting how we are. We're such story creatures that when we hear a story, we can find it so relatable that we feel like it's exactly just for us. And then it's important as a spiritual advisor or a tarot reader doing general readings to say that, to be honest and open and say, remind people this is not just for you. I'm reading for millions of people. So have you ever seen that before? What do you think of that, madam?
Well, there are some channels that I watch and I like them. It sometimes resonates with me, sometimes it doesn't, but it's okay because, the intent is that they're reading for everybody, a lot of people. So if there are some topics that I really needed a customized, personalized reading, I would use my app, Madame Tulip app.
Very good. Right. Because this is one-on-one.
Mhm.
So, what is the platform? How will people meet and have this conversation through your app?
So if the advisor is online, that call now button will be highlighted, and
Mhm.
you will be able to get on a video call with them with just one click.
Ama-
And all you need to do is after you finish the call,
mhm,
all the transaction is automatically settled.
mhm.
So you don't really have to, type in your credit card or um, do anything like that.
Right.
And there are some conventional platforms, online sidekick platforms that provide the similar service. But because they were built in the 90s, they use a very old technology, which is landline phone. So they might charge you for international calls. Um, you know, you can't see the advisor's face, or you can't even see the tarot card with beautiful art on it.
Yeah.
Um, but Madame Tulip Live, you can get on a call, you can get on a video call, and also you don't have to buy some proprietary tokens that you cannot redeem elsewhere. You pay with Bitcoin BSV, which is a electronic cash.
Right. And you must prepare your HandCash wallet. So maybe send some BSV from one of your other wallets to your HandCash wallet
Mhm.
so that it's ready to pay the bill.
Right.
As is maybe $2 per minute or $1.25 per minute or $2.22 per minute uh, of BSV, of dollar value of BSV, that if it's a 30-minute call, um, that can add up. You see, I keep $4 worth of
Mhm.
BSV in my HandCash wallet right now. So I would need to top up to have a half-hour call for sure.
Mhm.
Yes. And you said that the video is within the system. So is the video recorded, or is it a famous platform that we know of already? Can you share with us about the video?
Yeah,
You,
so it's integrated into the app, so you don't have to download any video apps like Zoom or anything. Um, and currently, we don't record the video, but it's in our roadmap to let the customers record the video and probably put it on chain and view it later.
very good. That is so convenient. Yes. And brilliant. So have you any customer uh, testimonials already?
Not yet.
Mhm.
Uh, I'm still building and making improvements on the app, and yeah, hopefully we'll have testimonials and that we can put it on the website.
Very good. Yes. And if I want to promote my service, let's say with Brian Webb, is there a way he can share the link to say book me now? Should we just copy this?
Yes, that's their profile page, so that is
Right.
unique to them. Mhm.
So we could go ahead and share it out on social media.
Yes.
Say, book me for a call today. I think I'll do that. I want to try it and
Yes,
to be
please.
active with it.
Mhm.
And the thing is with all apps is that time is limited. So what I really like about your app is the Calendly function so that I can offer maybe 1 hour per week where if someone were interested, they could book me for 30 minutes. And then I could start small in that sense and earn BSV. So before we met, I was imagining our conversation and thinking about how what you're doing is at the crux of what Bitcoin is about, versus what people commonly think of when they hear the word Bitcoin in the mainstream. And in the mainstream, people will think of something like shares of a stock on Wall Street. And what we're doing here in BSV of the Bitcoin Satoshi vision is using that payment system with the ability to build within. And for artists, whether it's a fashion designer or a spiritual advisor or a teacher, to earn instantly these payments through the internet. And I think that's so touching what you're doing. So, can you speak to that as well?
Yes. So with a traditional payment system, such as bank transfer or even using PayPal, spiritual advisors would have to wait 2 weeks or even more to get their earnings. And they sometimes have minimal amount that they need to earn in order for them to cash out. But with Bitcoin, um, as soon as the call ends, the the amount of money goes to the advisor, like instantly. And I think that's an incredible experience for the spiritual advisors, because
Great.
you can see the money coming in immediately.
And for all sales,
Mm-hmm.
it's that invoicing, you say, thank you, pay the bill. Right? And so here it settles instantly, right at the end of the service. So that's fantastic. And I'm always looking for ways to earn Bitcoin because we haven't always had the on ramps to purchase it and top it up. We've seen some uh, exclusion from the mainstream popular exchanges where mainstream folks commonly do purchase different different concepts there, you know, with the cryptos and whatnot. But with BSV, we've been kind of excluded from many of those on ramps, let's say. So we're not completely excluded because we do have Rock Wallet, and then recently I saw a post from Calvin Ayre, or was it Kristen Agerhansen? Yes, it was Kristen Agerhansen on Twitter, or no, on LinkedIn. And he shared some information that now people are able to purchase BSV through a new exchange, or there's some new way to purchase it. So we're not completely excluded, but we have seen some discrimination against the ecosystem from the mainstream venues there. So we just focus more on earning, you know, the aspect of providing something of value and earning it. This is what I've heard hyper Bitcoinization is all about, is to where there's a real economy of value there for people to exchange and to be paid. And rather than in the mainstream, we hear of, oh, let me buy this ticker symbol and then number go up and I get rich. So that is the old paradigm of the ancient past. And we are the pioneers into the new paradigm. And that is this value, the freedom to be creative and to be paid.
Totally agree. I wish there would be more services and products built on BSV. For example, um, I I use stock photos when I build a website. I was wondering, why can't I use Bitcoin to purchase one single license of a photo instead of paying for a subscription or you know pay nine dollars for 3 photos.
Wow. Is that what's used on the stock website?
Yes.
Interesting.
because they use a credit card system. They have a minimal amount that they can offer the product price for. But with Bitcoin and Bitcoin BSV, we're good at micro payments. So, an amateur photographer can list their picture for commercial license for, 1 cent, 2 cents. That type of thing is possible with Bitcoin BSV.
We could say it's revolutionary.
Mm-hmm.
It opens up the market, right?
Yes.
And then that's the other thing, is that maybe it's just 1 cent or 2 cents for the photo, but if with compounding that, if everyone bought that photo or found it very useful, then it would all add up, and over time as well.
Exactly.
You'd be earning. Yeah, that is great. So for people that have these visions and this passion for these different market opportunities, do you recommend they just do it and build the app themselves?
I think so. They don't have to necessarily be a developer. They can be a business owner and, create an app for their business.
Yes, I'm thinking that it's not just about having a website, it's almost that your website is an app now.
Right.
Wow, I love it. So, as an English teacher, an English as a second language teacher, I can have my own app,
Yes.
do exactly what you've done.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, will you be my mentor?
Or maybe I'll start a, English as a second language platform where people
Yeah.
can join as a tutor.
Excellent. Yes, because you have the speaking coaches, uh, public speaking coaches, you have the leadership coaches, and you have spiritual advisors. So I think what you've built already could service a whole variety of niches.
Yes. And another thing is that the benefit of using BSV is that it's a global cache, right? It's if you wanted to build a service like that with the conventional technology, there will be a lot of fees, like exchange fees. Uh, currency exchange fees,
Oh,
because you will be, you know, the student might be in China and then the teacher might be in the US.
mhm.
So they need to pay a surcharge for uh, hiring a overseas tutor. But with Bitcoin, it's just Bitcoin.
Right. And we've heard that cryptos have been banned in certain countries, but it seems that BSV is not included in the ban because it's not a crypto.
Interesting.
Yes, so that's something that I've heard people say recently. So when we hear the news of Warren Buffett's best friend saying, ban all cryptos, we think, well, maybe he's right if he's talking about all the cryptos that are kind of just hypey,
Mhm.
of the old paradigm. Maybe.
Right. And speaking of, international services, um, that's what I'm really excited about with Madame Tulip, because there must be like a lot of different variants of fortune telling or divination in different cultures. like the I Ching that you
Yeah.
mentioned earlier. I
Mm-hmm.
I believe it's from Asia, right?
Right, from China.
Okay, from China.
Yes. It's one of the oldest books ever.
Mhm.
It's just really um, very beautiful. It's for centuries. The Book of Changes, or the I
Mm.
Ching, has been consulted for sage advice at life's turning points. So, centuries it's been used, and I think that again, there's that element of chance that is within all games and also within life. I think the element of chance, of the rolling of the dice, is so meaningful. Like even opening a book just randomly, and then you find the page, or just
Mm.
taking out the card for tarot. I think that this is very important in life. It's
Yes.
some kind of underlying magic of life that is very interesting to me.
Yes, I'm interested in, um, getting a I Ching reading from a Chinese uh, fortune teller uh, through big through a Bitcoin app.
Yes, very good.
Mhm.
And also, there's a lot of different arts in China for divination. You can read a person's face by reading the features of the face.
Mhm.
You can read features of, there's palmistry as well, to read the palm of someone. There's a lot of traditional divinations in China. But you're right, it does open up opportunities throughout the world. And it makes me think of the Madame Blavatsky. Have you heard of her before?
No.
Okay, yeah. So she was this lady who traveled the world and interviewed a lot of people and wrote about it, and then came to America and had a lot of meetings with people about spiritual topics.
Mhm.
And so when you hear about her and her friends and what they talked about, it was this theme of all the different concepts from different spiritual advisors around the world throughout history that we can all learn from.
Mm.
Yes. So I'm excited. I think you have sparked a whole new vein for everybody listening, and also for BSV, uh, to just do it and build, and then bring people together to share and collaborate and learn from one another and grow. So I'm grateful to you, Madame Tulip.
Oh, thank you. I'm grateful for you.
Thank you. Yes. And I wanted to tell our friends listening that they have a special opportunity to have a promo code here on the Madame Tulips app. So you can, let me go ahead and show the banner. If you would like to seek the services of Cortland Crockett, Pamela, Sarah Yan, Brett Banff, then maybe you can have an incentive here to use the promo code Rory.
Yay!
Be in the moment. Yes. Thank you so much for offering our viewers this chance. So, what is the deal exactly then?
So, first users of Madame Tulip, they will get first 2 minutes free.
Perfect. So, we know that's a good savings of anywhere from $2 to $4 at current prices, if not more. So, go ahead and use your HandCash wallet to enter the Madame Tulip app and ask questions or learn with the professionals there. Yes. And so, Madam Tulip, do you have any thoughts you'd like to share with the audience?
Mm, uh, One message is that please enjoy using the app. Um, I think a lot of people, when they have issues with their life or when they don't know which way to go, a lot of people keep it in their mind, and it can stress them out. It can lead to depression, or it can accumulate more and more negativity. And sometimes just talking to some random people over the internet for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and you might find a perspective that you had never seen before. And that is the opportunity that I want to provide through this app. And I want everybody to enjoy it.
Thank you. That is absolutely right. It's so meaningful. And like you say, it's that person that has the outside view that can be so meaningful,
Mm-hmm.
right? Wow. Well, thank you so much. And how can people follow you and your app?
You can follow me on Twitter, um, or you can go to madamtulip.com and check out more.
Lovely. Well, Madame Tulip, thank you for being in the moment with me today. And I look forward to being in many more moments with you again soon.
Thank you so much.